Okay, folks, there has been a shift. There's a change in direction. Um, I had to let go of a lot of things that were holding me back. And since that is no longer the case, let's move forward. In this process, right? I keep telling you, I keep talking about the journaling. You got to identify your triggers. You have to um, get into the Word, get into the Bible, understand. Remember, it's not a rule book, it's a guidebook. It is the ultimate self help guide that you're ever going to find. And you have to dissect your beliefs and your worldviews. So now, I want you to think and ask yourself, right? How much does money control my life? Right? And you can't take this surface level. You can't stop at the surface like, yeah, we all got to work. Yeah, we got to earn our keep because again, life requires effort. There's that dirty word that everybody wants to shy away from. Right? But it's different. It affects the choices you make. It affects how you view people. It affects what you find valuable. You get in the Word and it says at the end times, people are going to be lovers of money and lovers of self. How many people with narcissistic tendencies are running around right now? And I know a lot of y'all are rolling your eyes. Yeah, I'll be that guy. Because that's what I came here to do. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to flip some damn tables. And I finally got the motivation to get my ass in gear and get to work. And it starts right here with what I'm doing with you. I'm not telling you what to think, but I'm telling you, take that question, take it deep. I myself was stuck in the trap of, when I had my coming to understanding, my realization, I was very anti-money. It's not money that is evil. It is the love of money. And some of you might be sitting there shaking your head and be like, well, no, that's not me. Question yourself a little harder on that, right? Just because you go to church and you put your offering in the plate, how much does money decide how you operate in life? Right? What was the command? What is supposed to direct us? What's supposed to tell us how to operate? Love. So it is that love of money that is screwing your life up. You're putting your faith in the wrong thing. I make a great example. I've been out of work for going on 5 years now. Something I'm very not proud of. But again, it was that lens, that worldview that I let others push on me. I can't do things the way I used to, so the world told me I was useless. But that's not how I operate. I'm different. I do things outside the box. I still have purpose. I still have something to offer the world. It's just not what the world wants. It's what the world needs. So think very hard. And when you get to the point where you start putting yourself back together, start reassembling the pieces, factor that in. Just don't make the mistake I did. Don't fully turn because, again, it does serve purpose. Everything has purpose. Let that sink in. Everything has purpose. Sometimes it's a function, sometimes it's a lesson. But everything has purpose. Every joyful moment, every tragedy, every horrific thing, it's all part of the plan. And you don't get to the good stuff without fighting your way through the bad stuff. That's not how it works. That's why hell exists. It's a state of mind. It's as far of a disconnect as you can get. How disconnected are you feeling today? Because I feel very disconnected from the world. But on my end, it's a choice. The reason so many people are unhappy and having so many struggles is because they're choosing that wrong connection instead of going for the right one. That's what my latest lesson was about. I am surrounded in a world of people that operate on the love of money instead of the love of each other. And it's really getting annoying. You know, the enemy should have left me alone a while back. Because I was content. Wasn't happy, but I was content. I was sitting back licking my wounds, keeping my mouth shut. I'm not doing that anymore. It is time to make a difference. Because again, nobody is going to show up to do it for us. We have to decide it for ourselves. That's what free will is all about. You know, the ones that are sitting back, waiting for the second coming. We are the second coming. It is the Christ consciousness. It's not an individual. He already came. He did his job. He continues to do his job. If you reach out, he will guide you. You got to do your job now. It's an invitation. Are you going to answer the call? Are you going to rise up and see just how good it can get? Or are you going to stay stuck and chained? Wake up. Look around you. It's not getting better. The reason it's not getting better is because not enough people are doing anything about it. Because not enough people are thinking deeply and connecting. That's been the point. That's why there's all this division. The more we're fighting each other, the less we can focus on change, on generating change. That's what all these talks have been about. But that's still not the end game. That's another lesson I've learned. I'm not talking about the next step. This is the current step. There's more to come. And again, I've been the underdog all my life. That's been my training. I'm used to it. You can sit back and laugh and mock. Feel free. I'm used to it. Learn new tricks. The weapon that was formed against me did not prosper. You want to keep sending them, I'll keep proving it. I'm done. And I don't mean done in the sense that I give up. I mean done in the sense that I'm done tolerating it. But it only works if there's enough of us that come to that same mindset. Because if it's just me, I mean, don't get me wrong, I got enough juice. I do. That's one thing that's been proven to me. I got the juice. But everybody keeps thinking about life as a game. Like chess, like we got to make moves. It's not. You win when you quit playing. Again, that's what all this is about. Is me getting you ready. Flip that table. Let that Monopoly money fly all over. It was worthless to begin with. It's only been a system of control, and the only thing it ends in is ruin and destruction. And again, what have I been preaching lately? Look at the evidence around you. What evidence is based in truth and what evidence is based in fear? Because, again, if you take it any deeper than surface level, you'll see the truth. Everybody's getting stuck on that surface level shit. It's not about who's got the most heart. It's not about who's got the most fight in them. It's not about who's the one you can count on. It's about who has the most money, who can give you stuff. It's not how we're supposed to think. You're not supposed to think, what can you do for me? You're supposed to think, what can I do for you? That's the true measure of your character. See, that's been my problem. I can't offer the worldly things that people want, think they want. But I can offer the godly things that people want. That's the path that I choose to walk. That's why I have integrity. That's why I have intention. And again, I'm human. I stumble on this path. I do not claim perfection, but that's the trap. They want you to think that way, because then you give up on it. Don't give up. Never give up. When you give up, they win. I'm literally alive right now out of spite, and I'm good with that. And I'm going to keep going. I'm already ready for all the naysaying and all the obstacles. I was built for this. And again, I don't make false promises. I'm not going to sit here and, tell you folks that, I have the magic answer. I don't. But I know how to get to it. One of my biggest things is look at the think tank that we have access to in the world right now. We're all busy squabbling and arguing and trying to prove each other wrong and trying to fight, trying to distance ourselves. But if you open yourself up and you trust people, think about all those opinions and ideas and experiences that could come together and the change that could generate. But again, we're distracted. And it's all through that love of money. You know, the ones we listen to are the people with the money. Yeah, guess what? The way they got their money is because they didn't have anyone else's best interests at heart but their own. That's that gross wealth. Real wealth is comfort, not extravagance. Because once you get to a certain level, you know it's time to give back, to make the world a better place. And not enough people are doing that. They're doing things for appearances. But that's the thing that people aren't getting. It's not about appearance. It's about what is. I am who I say I am. When you can walk like that, that's the change. That's the difference. I am confident in who I am. Again, I'm aware I'm going to stumble. I'm going to get things wrong. But the gift is the fact that I'm okay with that, because that means I'm still open to learn. I'm still open to the lesson. I can still grow. There is no limit. I will shatter every ceiling. We just need enough people to get on board. But that's the problem. They're all afraid. You got to do the work. But it's worth it. It really is. I'm only partway there, and I am something completely different. And I know once the next step comes, it's going to be even better. And then we'll take the next step, and it'll get even better. You know, everybody has this defeatist attitude. You know, the other day I was talking about limiting beliefs. Again, love of money, that's that limiting belief. I believe in something unlimited. God's love. And I don't look like the picture of what you consider successful, but I feel like a success because I have not let this world harden my heart. I still want the best for everybody around me, for everybody out there. That's what makes me different. And I love that about myself. And I really need to start finding more people that are like me. Because I'm getting tired of all these fakers and pretenders. You know, that's the other side of the coin that people don't talk about. When you really, seriously have that relationship, you know, all these ungodly people really lose their appeal. That's what I've been dealing with lately. And again, that was kind of the lesson. Because the question is, now that you've accepted the reality, because it takes acceptance, that's the process. But now that I've accepted the reality, what am I going to do about it? What am I going to do to change it? This is what I've been doing. This is what I'm able to do for right now. But it's going to grow. All right. Yeah, this has gone way over time, and I got a lot of work to do today. I'm opening up. I'm starting a new level. I got some friends coming over, good friends, good connections, healthy things. I still get a day off, even though I'm having, these reflections. But I'm going to enjoy it. I have let myself sit and rot in misery for too long, trying to figure things out. It's time to take a moment to appreciate what I'm fighting for. I need to refuel the tank. I've been drained pretty good lately. But I also know, without doubt, that refill is coming. It's close. And once it happens, folks are going to find out I ain't just talking. You'll see. Do the work. Take care of yourself. Try and take care of each other. And I'll see you in the next one.